Alright.
Okay.
Whenever you got it ready.
Alright, ready?
Your
Technology doesn't work. What do you do when the technology doesn't work? The technology doesn't work. The technology doesn't work. This is what it's like when the technology doesn't work. The technology doesn't work. The technology doesn't work. More vanity, less sanity, great calamity when you're pressing the alt keys. The blue screen isn't death, it's just a way of me, and I have nothing left. When Control Alt Delete, Control Alt Delete, Control Alt Delete, Control Alt Delete. This is what it's like when the technology doesn't work. The technology doesn't work. The technology doesn't work. What do you do when the technology doesn't work? The technology doesn't work. The technology doesn't work. Less work, less sanity, more profanity. Dealing with dildos that got no batteries. Going to the store, buying what matters to me. That pack of batteries and a box of wine, 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 and a box of wine. This is where we live, where the technology doesn't work. The technology doesn't work. The technology doesn't work. What do you do when the technology doesn't work? The technology doesn't work. The technology doesn't work. Fuck you! I'm catching Pikachu. I'm swiping left on live, but I won't swipe right on you, right on cue. Your rule 34, make the internet your glitch, and don't be a whore, and don't be a whore, and don't be a whore, don't be a whore, and don't be a whore. It doesn't matter, the technology doesn't work, the technology doesn't work, the technology doesn't work. This is where we live, where the technology doesn't work, the technology doesn't work, the technology doesn't work. Control Alt Delete, Control Alt Delete. This is what it's like to be incomplete. Control Alt Delete, 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 Control Alt Delete. Being a human becomes a feat. Don't love things that can't love you back. Don't love things that can't love you back. That's a fact, 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 that's a fact. What do you do when the computer, it doesn't work? The computer, it doesn't work. The computer, it doesn't work. What do you do when the technology doesn't work? The technology doesn't work. The technology doesn't work. That's a pretty good take, yeah.
No, that was definitely better than
I
the
mean, I
first
know
go
these
around,
songs
for
by
sure.
heart with my eyes closed.
That's good because we gotta play them live.
Do it again. Fuck.
Yeah, it's great.
No, that definitely, that go around sounded like a million.
I've only got one song in my memory
One
card.
part interview, one part cooking
This is
show.
the final shit. There you go. Oh,
Dude, that's gonna be fucking good.
that's gonna be so fucking good.
Okay, so Lindsay, how long have you been playing guitar?
2.5 years.
What?
Sean,
Alright, sorry. Alright.
take 3.
So, how long have you been playing guitar?
2.5 years.
Oh my god, that's such a short time. And you've already done a whole album.
Yeah.
Okay, so how'd you get into guitar?
So I had been writing lyrics, and I had no songwriting tool to actually do anything with it. I played clarinet all the way through elementary school through college, but nobody actually cares about the clarinet.
I also play the clarinet, and I say
Yeah.
the same thing.
I know I love the clarinet, but apparently no one else does. I'll have to on the next album. I'll have to do like a rock and roll clarinet sort of thing. Anyways, I had all these songs, no tool to write anything with, so I picked up a guitar, actually begrudgingly. For the longest time, because I was a clarinet player, I was like, fuck these guitar guys. Because I'd be in college and I would see like dudes walking around with guitars on their back, and they'd be like sitting in like the little field, and the girls would like go and like try to talk to them and stuff. And I was like, what a fucking douchebag. I never want to touch a guitar. And so like I begrudgingly picked one up. And I actually really fell in love with it because it's very accessible. I was able to pick it up pretty quickly.
How'd you learn?
I actually downloaded the Fender Play app.
On your phone?
Like, yeah, on my phone. And they have like little lessons. And I was literally going through the lessons. And every time I did a lesson, I would like learn like a new technique. And then I would apply that technique to a new song that I wrote. Mm-hmm. So I would start with the lyrics. And then I would just, as I was learning the guitar, I'd write a new song after I took like each lesson. Mm-hmm. So it's an interesting album in that I wrote it as I was learning.
That's so cool.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I haven't even gone through all the lessons yet. I still have like a whole nother level to finish.
Are you going to do it?
Probably at some point.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's so cool. And then how long after you started playing the guitar did you start performing in public?
Probably like 2 or 3 months.
Really?
Yeah. I was just so excited.
Yeah.
And I'm not particularly a shy person. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm going to do this. It's better than sitting in my house by myself. So yeah, that's where I just got out and did it. Nothing really stopped me.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
So you play a left-handed guitar. Why?
Because that was the cheapest one I could find at the pawn shop.
Oh, really? Is this the one?
Yeah, this is the one. This is my pawn shop guitar.
Yeah.
I got it for $50. I didn't know if I was going to keep playing guitar, so I was going to get something. I got something cheap, and 2.5 years later, here I am, and I wrote all my songs on this guitar, and I have an album, and
well, I mean, that's inspiring for anybody else who wants to start playing.
Thanks. Yeah.
You can get in pretty cheap and download an app and apparently actually learn from one, because I would not think that would be that it would actually work.
Yeah, no, it was actually pretty easy. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's like, I don't know if it's arrogant to say. I thought it was relatively, like, maybe they just have good lessons. I don't know.
Yeah. Although, sorry. I have a bug on my glasses and it's bothering me. But, well, you are an engineer, so that was what I was going to say, is you are probably pretty intelligent anyway. So, actually, if you're not smart enough to be an engineer, no, I'm just kidding. Don't try to make it. You will not be as successful as Lindsay.
No, what was helpful is probably because I played the clarinet for so long.
Yeah.
Because I had some musical background. It was more so learning the muscle memory of a new instrument, because I already knew about rhythms and melodies and all that crap, and I had, like, ear training and all that stuff, so that helped a lot. Mm-hmm. So, for anyone who's like, how did you do that in 2.5 years? Well, not really. I did that with, 12 years of experience doing another instrument.
Yeah. Was that the first song you wrote?
No, my first song was Anxiety.
Okay. How I'm feeling.
Yeah, the name of the album is Mental Health. So I've got songs like Anxiety, Backslide, Ride This High. It's not about drugs.
Okay.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. All about, all mental health surrounding songs. And Backslide is a song about when you're starting to recover from these mental health issues, and then you find yourself falling back into self-destructive habits. Mm-hmm. So, and it was kind of an important song to write to me, because sometimes it can be really discouraging when you're trying to get better, and then even though you've been doing good for a certain amount of time, the fact that you can still fall back into that is, you have to be able to understand that that's just part of the process, and that you have to be able to forgive yourself and understand that you can still go back to being how you want to be. Yeah. Just because you backslide a little bit doesn't mean you can't keep going. And
so you were writing from personal experience.
Yeah, I was.
Do you want to tell us what was going on in your life?
Yeah, I was suffering from like a lot of mental health issues when I wrote this album. It was actually very healing for me, because when you write music and when you verbalize the things that are bothering you, it helps you pinpoint what it is that's not working right in your brain. And so by doing this album, it actually helped me get to a much, much healthier place in my life. Like I had moved down to Southern Maryland for work, and it was a very isolating experience because I was working in a skiff, and then I also lived in a house by myself, and I didn't know anybody. So, it was like I would go to work in a place where you couldn't even listen to music, and you couldn't even listen to a podcast. You would be shamed for going and talking to your coworkers. You literally had to sit at your computer and stare at a computer all day in silence, and there's no windows either. You couldn't even get sunlight. And in the wintertime, you come home to a house by yourself, and then you're just by yourself in a house in silence. And then you wake up and you do that again. And people underestimate the damage that social isolation can do to a person. Like it'll literally make you lose your mind, and that on top of like other just trauma from my earlier life. This album helped me work through a lot of that, and I was able to get out of like these loops that you get into when, like I said, you have those mental health problems, and break out of that and have the life that I want to have. And like I said, music really helped me with that. I'm really glad I picked up a guitar and I went outside and I met people.
Yeah, I just want to clarify. So you worked in that skiff. How you're not still working there, right?
No. So that was one of the great things is as I was working on my music, I got a new job. I got paid a lot better. I finished renovating my house. I lost a bunch of weight at the time. I kind of put it back on because I got pregnant the next year.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, I'm like a little chunker right now.
It's good for the baby.
Yeah, it is. It is good for the baby. But yeah, my life just got infinitely better. It's good. Music. It's amazing what doing art can do for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm getting hungry as fuck. Just want to let you guys know.
Yeah, I'm really hungry.
And the more hungry I get, the more abusive I get. Don't wake the dragon.
Sean, yeah, but they're out of town for the weekend. They're actually trying to
Get another clap. Take 3 or 4, I'm not sure. But all right.
I was taking a video of my face for her to look at later.
So, what is the next song you're going to play?
I'm going to play a song called My Whole Life.
What's it about?
So
your entire life?
So kind of in a way, yeah. So this was the last song I wrote before I met my significant other that I had a baby with, and at that time, I was kind of reevaluating what it means to have a meaningful, loving relationship. When I was younger, I always thought that you'd have like this like one true love kind of thing that would be with you like your whole life. But at this point in my life, I had graduated college. I'd bought my first car. I got a dog. I bought a house. I'd like moved up in my career. I'd started writing music. I had all these things going on that I thought that I'd have a partner through all that. I thought I'd be able to share these experiences. And so the lyric in the song is "It's too late for my whole life," because I'm past that point in my life where I can have like a one true love, so to say. And it's kind of like accepting that and understanding love in a different way, and understanding that love doesn't have to be like a fairy tale, like true love's first kiss together forever kind of thing. Yeah.
How long after you wrote that song did you meet your partner?
2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, I wrote that song. Like 2 weeks later, I actually met my significant other.
That's awesome.
Which is really cool because I had gotten to that point of like acceptance about it, and then it's like, oh, well, look at this happiness that just happened to me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, again, I'm like super excited to hear it
Thank you.
and be part of it. I get to play the drums with you today. But also, I just really want to eat.
Yes. Let's play so we can eat.
Okay.
My whole life. It's too late for my whole life. I did it all It's too late for my whole life. I've loved, I've laughed, I've cried. I thought you would be with me, but I came to on my own. It's too late for my whole life. I thought you'd be by my side. I don't know if it's better that I did it on my own. I wanted to share my whole life. I wanted to share the good times. But now the memories are only my It's too late for my whole life. It's too late for my whole life. It's too late for my whole life. But I've still got plenty of time. Do you want to share the rest of our lives? It's too late for my whole life, but I've still got plenty of time. Do you want to share the rest of our lives?
Yay!
Thank you.
Good job.
All right, that's a
And-
wrap.
The bird was like tweeting in the background.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm Lindsay Digman, and this is The Grill.
The grill.
The Grill.
Minus the grill.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
You guys ready to eat?
Fuck yeah.